What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Park Visions, and in today's video we're going to be doing a review on Penguin Trek, the all new for 2024 B&M Family Launch Coaster here at SeaWorld Orlando. Yes, we're going to be doing a review on Penguin Trek. In this video we're going to be talking about the theming slash dark section, the layout itself, and I'm going to be talking about my overall thoughts on Penguin Trek as a whole. If you don't want to miss out on any more videos on Park Visions, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you get notified and you don't miss out on any new videos on Park Visions. And yeah, that's going to do it. And let's get straight into the Penguin Trek review. So first up, we're going to talk about the theming for Penguin Trek. And this was one thing I was concerned about, but SeaWorld Orlando really did amazing with the theming on this coaster. So let's go ahead and talk about it. First up, as you head into Penguin Trek, you are greeted with some architecture, some snowy architecture, giving you that snowy feeling, knowing you're about to head into Penguin Trek. And as you go through Penguin Trek, you are going through an Expedition Penguin type theming. But let's talk about on ride. Before you head into the dark section, you are greeted with some penguin pictures and even a picture of the layout before going through the dark section. And this is where the theming really shines. As you head into the dark section after dispatching, you are greeted with some blue light. You are greeted into darkness before heading into some blue lights. As you're heading into the blue lights, as soon as you get into the dark section with the blue lights, you are really greeted with some architecture, some snowy architecture and some cold weather. Really give you that Antarctica feeling. Now, as going through the dark section, you are greeted with the penguin showboard that they showed in the official review for Penguin Trek with the penguins. Now, as you're going through that, you are greeted with more blue lights with purple lights as well, mixing between the two as you go through the dark section, give you a little drop feeling. Now, as you progress before the launch, you are greeted with a little drop section before the flashing lights. Now, the theming on that part is absolutely incredible. There's so much to see left, right, middle, center. And as you go around, you still can see some of the theming that you passed before. And it's just so amazing. And around the coaster as well and through the layout, the theming is absolutely incredible. And one thing that I really thought they weren't going to do was put like some snow, some fake snow, or give that fake snow feeling throughout the layout, which they really did. They put salt or white rocks in the layout to give that feeling, get that snowy feeling, which I really like. And having that architecture around you going through the layout was absolutely amazing as well. So the theming, I really love the theming on this coaster. They did incredible on the theming, and that, like I said, that was something I was concerned about. But SeaWorld Orlando really proved me wrong with the theming and did incredible, especially the dark section, what really shines about this coaster. But next up, let's go ahead and talk about the layout and what I think about the layout. After you finish the dark ride section for Penguin Trek, you are greeted with your first element. The first element is going to be the upwards launch, which doesn't do too much, but it does give you a little kick, which I love. It really gives you a little kick. And when I say it was very awkward to see the upwards launch, it was very awkward to see the upwards launch, but don't underestimate the upwards launch. It does give you a little kick. Like I said, it doesn't do too much. It's not too punchy, but it gives you just a great amount of punch to give you that kick to start off your ride before the other elements for Penguin Trek. So the next element on the ride is the turn into the uphill flip flap. This is a element the park love to talk about, which is the uphill flip flap. Basically, the uphill flip flap, you took a turn upwards and then did a misdirection to the left and then to the right, back down. So that's what they love to call the uphill flip flap. That element was pretty fun, to say the least. It was really fun. And you take it with a lot of momentum, which is why I really love that element. And like I said, SeaWorld loved to talk about that element. So I was really eager to see how the element felt and how like it looks. And it's very fun. You get like off ride, it looks so fun, but then when you're actually on ride, it feels fun as well. So it's a great look looking off ride as well. The train looks so cool going up the uphill flip flap and going back down. and then rinse and repeat. When you're on ride, it's just a great sensation, a great feeling. Having that momentum from the launch, taking that turn into the uphill flip flap. So that's why I really love that element. It's just the sensation and how it looks off ride and how it feels on ride is why I really love that element. Yeah, it doesn't do too much, but it's still a great feeling with the momentum you built from the launch, how it looks off ride with the trains, just looking off ride at it from the left side under the launch to the left side by the gates, and then feeling the sensation on ride is just a great feeling. So next up on this moment is kind of where you mediocre throughout the layout a little bit before the second launch. So I'm gonna just talk about the highlight of this moment. And the highlight of this moment, while you're mediocring through the layout a little bit, is the airtime hump into the wave turn, to the little turn into a drop down before you take another turn. The reason why this is a highlight is because in the front row, you get a little gist of floater in the front. You get like a half a second of floater in the front. But in the back row on the airtime hump into the turn, you get a full 2-3 seconds of floater in the back, which is a fun feeling. It's actually a fun feeling for a family coaster. Like, I love that moment. It's a fun moment for sure. But the wave turn into the drive down before taking another turn is definitely better in the front, because I feel like you feel more in the front in terms of, like, I want to say forces, but in terms of like moments, like what you're feeling, the sensation is better in the front row than the back row. But definitely the airtime hump is better in the back row. I will say that for sure. So the front row is better for the wave turn, to the drop down, and to another turn. But the back is better for the airtime hump. So yeah, that's the highlight for the moment before you momentum. Before hitting the second launch is where my favorite moment comes into play. So now we're going to be talking about one of my favorite moments, if not my favorite moment on the ride. So we have my favorite moment on the ride before you take a few more turns and your ride on Penguin Track. Next up, we have the second launch into this one turn, but we're going to talk about this turn a little bit later. We're going to talk about the second launch. This second launch is very punchy, more punchy than the first one, of course, because it's more sustained, it's a little longer. So I really feel like the second launch is more punchier than the first, of course, and it just gives a great like launch feeling, that great sensation launch feeling. No, it's not that punchy, but it still gives a great punch just like the first launch. It just feels a little bit more punchy than the first launch, than the upwards launch. Now, let's talk about the moment I always look forward to on Penguin Track, which is going to be this one turn. Now, there's just one turn next to Manta right after you take that second launch, where I don't know, for whatever reason, you take that turn so slow every single ride. You take that turn so slow to the point where it like you hang a little bit. So if you're on the right side of the train, you hang to the left a little bit. And if you're on the left side of the train, you hang more to the left with the train, and it feels so cool, and it's such an awesome moment. I always look forward to this moment every single ride I ride. Every single time I ride Penguin Trek, I've ridden Penguin Trek 10 times, and I always look forward to that moment, even at nighttime as well. Nighttime, morning time, it just does it for some whatever reason, and it's just an awesome feeling. I don't know if it was on purpose or if it was just because of something, but it just created an awesome moment that I always look forward to on Penguin Trek, because it's just awesome. You just hang and it feels like hang time. And when you hang to the left, like when it caught me off guard first ride, it caught me off guard, and it's just such an awesome moment. But you take a few more turns after that, my favorite turn. You take a few more turns, you take a left, right, and you take a few more turns before ending your ride on Penguin Trek. And I have to say, Penguin Trek was an awesome addition. I will say that for kids, the main target, which is families and kids, Penguin Trek is an awesome addition. There was some families I talked to that were talking to me about Penguin Trek and how much their kids love Penguin Trek. I seen a kid ride Penguin Trek multiple times, over and over and over and over throughout the nighttime for Coasters in the Dark, since the park was open until 12 a.m. There was a kid with a family that just kept riding Penguin Truck over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So I really feel like SeaWorld finally hit their main target with a ride for family and kids. Penguin Truck is an awesome model and thing for family and kids. And the theming as well is top notch, and I absolutely love the theming. The theming is chef's kiss on this thing. And yeah, that's gonna do it for Penguin Trek, the review for Penguin Trek. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see any more reviews on Park Visions, make sure to stay subscribed and turn on post notifications because I got some awesome other reviews coming out very soon from another Florida park. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's gonna do it. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.